Welcome to our pregame show. It's being brought to you by South Central Communications, their GigaFast pregame report, your local 1 gig internet provider. Let's look at some of the players from our next matchup as the Wayne Badgers will take on the Piute T-Birds in this matchup, the first and the boys game for today in the consolation bracket here at the Richfield High School. Piute T-Birds and the Wayne Badgers. Let's look at some of the stats from their regular season. For the Wayne Badgers, their leading scorer in the regular season was Garrett Chappell. You'll want to look for him. He's a senior guard, averaging 14 points a game. Also reined in 41 three-pointers in the regular season. He's followed by Wyatt Van Orden, a guard, senior. He averaged 13 points a game and reined in 43 three-pointers in the regular season. Thomas Reese, a guard, a senior, averages 10 points a game. Bridger Bryan, 7 points a game. Traven Peterson, a senior, averages 5 points a game. And Brage Jacobson, averaging 3 points a game for the Wayne Badgers. That's how they shape up. So listen for the names: Garrett Chappell, Wyatt Van Orden, Thomas Reese, Bridger Bryan, Traven Peterson, and Brage Jacobson. Looking at the Piute T-Birds, their leading scorer was Kelby Jessen. He's a sophomore, averages almost 12 points a game, but he can also shoot the three. Wesley Jensen, a guard, averages just about 10 points a game and has 18 three-pointers on the year. Quade Gleave is a junior with about 9 points a game. Chandon Bagley has an average of almost 9 points a game. Tanner Dalton at 7 points a game. Weston Sylvester at almost 3 points a game. And Jaden Westwood just over 2 points a game. So listen for those names: Jessen, Jensen, Gleave, Bagley, Dalton, Sylvester, and Westwood. This has been the South Central Communications GigaFast pregame report. Sign up for a 1 gig internet today. Get a gig and get going. Well, they're introducing the Piute T-Birds starting lineup, and it's going to be number 3, Quade Gleave, and they just boxed me in Wesley Jensen, another Kelby Jessen, and we'll get the other two for you in a moment. Right now, they're going to announce the Wayne Badgers. Number 3 is Bridger Bryan. Number 10 is Tom Reese. Number 22 is Traven Peterson. Number 13, Wyatt Van Orden. And number 45, Garrett Chappell. Recognize some of those from our pregame Freaky Fast highlights. So some of those names as leading scorers. On the other side, Tanner Dalton, number 21, one of our starters for the Piute team. Number 2, number 3, number 23, number 33, 23, Chandon Bagley. Chandon Bagley, the other two players that are starting. As we're getting this one underway with the jump ball. And it goes to the Badgers. First possession of the game. Chappell out on the wing to Van Orden. Back to the top of the key, trying to get it in low. Bryan with the ball. Chappell over to Reese. Just trying to find a way into the paint. Finally they do. A nice little pass, and the layup no good. The rebound comes down to number 10, Reese. He misses it, and the rebound goes to the Piutes. Or the Piute T-Birds. The T-Birds on the attack. And they're going to say out of bounds. Nope, they're calling a foul on the Badgers. Number 3, Bryan, that's Bridger Bryan, T-Birds have it out of bounds under their own basket. Layup attempt no good by Cleve. Rebound comes down to Wayne. Trying to set up an offense. Turns in, gets the ball in under the basket. Trying to find somebody to shoot. Finally, they kick it out. And the ball is no good, and it goes out of bounds. They're going to give it to the T-Birds. Had a couple of looks there inside, but they just made an extra pass. Finally, the look from outside. And the out of bounds gives the T-Birds the ball. They set up their offense. Out on the wing, number 23, Bagley. Down low to Cleve. Cleve tries to drive the baseline. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound comes down to Peterson. And Chappell driving the ball into the paint. Kicks it out for a three-pointer, and it is good for Bridger Bryan. First points of the game go to the Wayne Badgers. Bridger Bryan with 3 points. And trying to drive the basket is Wesley Jensen. The ball hit away from behind, goes out of bounds. It's going to be T-Birds' ball underneath their own basket. Our broadcast being brought to you in part by Ruby's Inn. You're watching 1A State basketball. Ruby'sInn.com. Piute's just holding on to it, waiting for something to develop down low. Give and go, but there was nowhere to go after that. Back out to Jensen. He drives, gives it away to Bagley. Bagley drives down to the paint, and he is going to draw a foul. Let's see what number 22, that is going to be Traven Peterson, called for the foul. That's the second team foul. No team fouls on the T-Birds. Shot from the corner misses. Rebound comes down to Peterson. He hands it off to Reese. Reese across the timeline to Chappell. Top of the key. This is the Wayne Badgers against the Piute T-Birds. Shot blocked, knocked out of bounds. They're going to give it to the T-Birds. Wesley Jensen, point guard, bringing it across the timeline. Being contended, stripped away by Van Orden, taking it coast to coast, and 2-point falls for Van Orden. Wyatt Van Orden. They're going to give Traven Peterson another foul as he tries to take away the inbound pass. Ball goes right back to the T-Birds. That's Peterson's second foul. Quickly, 3 fouls, 3 team fouls on the Wayne Badgers, 2 of them from Traven Peterson. This time it is Bagley bringing the ball across for the T-Birds. Driving in is Wesley Jensen. His layup no good. The rebound comes down to Tom Reese. He gets it ahead to Chappell. Chappell to look at take it right down the paint. And no good, but he draws a foul. The layup was partially blocked, but it was a foul that was called. Number 2, blue, that will be Wesley Jensen. And Chappell goes to the line, be shooting 2. First one is good. Free throws being brought to you by Blood's Custom Meat. Travis Blood can take care of all your meat processing needs, from custom meat to wild game. Give Travis a call. Blood's Custom Meat. Second one no good for Chappell. T-Birds with the rebound. Jessen across the timeline hands it off to Jensen. And back to Bagley. Glebe working. Has to give it up around the horn. Down in the corner. Jessen takes it into the center, kicks it out to the outside. Shot taken by Dalton. It's missed. Rebound by the T-Birds. That shot missed, and it comes down to Reese for the Badgers. They're on the attack. Take it back to the top. Give it to Chapel as they set up their offense. Top of the key, hand it back to Chapel as he weaves around into the paint, and he's called for a travel as he changed directions. Garrett Chapel turns the ball over on a travel call. It is 6-0 in favor of the Wayne Badgers with 3:16 left here in the first quarter. T-Birds with the ball. Going in low, kicking it back out. Three-point attempt on the way, and knocks it down. Quade Gleave. Quade Gleave with a three-pointer. Badgers ball. Van Orden at the top of the key, calling for his players to start moving. They do. This is Chapel from 4-3 from the top of the key, no good. Gleave with the rebound. Quick pass down under the basket. In and out. Driving to the basket is Jensen. His shot had no chance to make it, but he is fouled, and they will send him to the line for two. They give this to Brage Jacobson, the foul. And the first of two, no good for Wesley Jensen. Free throws being brought to you by Butch Cassidy's Hideout for good home cooking and clean, comfortable rooms. It's Butch Cassidy's Hideout. Second shot up for the T-Birds. That one's good. 1 out of 2. Slowly across the timeline. Getting it down in to Jacobson. Kicks it back out to Van Orden, who drops down his second second basket for the Badgers. Quick drive into the paint. Layup no good for Quade Gleave, but he did draw the foul. It will be a two-shot foul. White number 2, that's Jacobson. That'll be his second foul. And Gleave will be shooting 2. First one is good, and these free throws being brought to you by Garfield Memorial Hospital. They received the Women's Choice Award in 2018. They serve Piute County and the area. They wish all of the teams success. Second one also good for Gleave, who now has 5 points in the game, just in the first quarter. 9-6 the score in favor of the Wayne Badgers, a 3-point lead. They're on the attack. Jacobson over to Van Orden, now back to Chapel. Chapel to Fillmore, Fillmore to Reese, to Chapel, a little 6-footer on the baseline drops. Garrett Chapel, 2 points. Minute 28 left in first quarter action. T-Bird ball. Starting to run their offense. They get it inside, but nowhere to go. Now he gets it closer in. Little turnaround by Dalton, misses, and the rebound comes down to Van Orden. Badgers across the timeline, and they set up their offense with a minute left here in the first quarter. 11-6 in favor of the Badgers. That's Garrett Chapel driving in. The layup misses, but he draws the foul as he goes down hard to the court. It's going to be a 2-point. Jacobson. Number 2, Jacobson with his second foul. Chapel with his first shot. No, number 2, Wesley. Wesley Jensen puts Chapel at the line, and his first one is good. Ball in hand for the second one. And hits the front of the rim, goes high in the air, and drops in for another point for Garrett Chappell. 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. Whipping it around the horn. They're looking to get it inside. Jensen drives, finally passes it off to Gleave. Gleave with an offensive foul, trying to make some room. He elbows, who was that? One of the Badgers. Can't see his number. Number 13, Van Orden, elbows him in the head. He goes to the floor, and it will be Gleave called for his first foul. Badgers will have it out of bounds with 25 seconds left. Crossing the timeline. They have a 7-point lead, 13-6. The Badgers do. Here's Chappell for three. Drains it. Garrett Chappell. Three-point shot with 10 seconds left to go. 9-8. T-Birds cross the timeline. Going for a last shot. Down the middle, off the glass. Quade Gleave misses. Rebound to the Badgers. And it's a 10-point lead going in at the end of the first quarter. You're watching Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Farm Service Center in Loa proudly sponsors Badger basketball. Spring's around the corner for all your seed, feed, fertilizer, lawn, garden, soil amenities, and more. We also offer a top-notch welding service. Call McCoy for a quote, 435-836-2884. Broken Spur Inn and Steakhouse is the ideal lodging and dining destination for Capitol Reef and beautiful Wayne County. For the big game, visit the Saddle Reef, the only cowboy sports bar in Color Country. Go Badgers.
And we're coming back to second quarter action here in this consolation game between the Wayne Badgers and the Piute T-Birds, partly brought to you by Garcane Energy. Garcane Energy wishes all of the team success. They're keeping your power on when you need it most. Garcane Energy, Touchstone Energy Cooperative. T-Birds across the timeline to start the second quarter. They're down by 10. Turning to drive the baseline, a little hook shot, no good. And they're saying that it looks like Brage Jacobson stepped on the line as he was going to save the rebound, and the T-Birds will have the ball. Knocked away by Garrett, kicked back to Jacobson. He holds it up. Down in the corner, they pass it to Van Orden. Van Orden goes to Jacobson, back to, well, they're just taking it around the horn. Looking to try and get it inside, but it's a 3-1-1 defense from the T-Birds. Having a hard time finding a way inside of it. Here's Garrett. Garrett Chappell kicks it back out to Jacobson, whose three-pointer misses. But Brage gets his own rebound, puts it back in for two for the Wayne Badgers to start second quarter scoring. Fighting for a battle, Kelby Jensen looking for some room, draws a foul. They're going to call it a shooting foul. They're going to call it against Bridger Bryan, number 3. That's his second foul. Jessen to the line, shooting one, misses the first one. These foul shots being brought to you by Southern Utah, the State Bank of Southern Utah, proud to be presenter of state championship basketball. For all of your banking needs, visit sbsu.com. State Bank of Southern Utah, that's SBSU.com. Second one, no good. Badgers on the attack. Down from down low. Little lay-in attempt from Jacobson, no good. Rebound comes down to the T-Birds, and on a fast break, trying to put it into the hoop was Quade Gleave, and coming down on his back was number 35. They're going to give 45. They're going to give Garrett Chappell his first foul, and that will send Gleave to the line. Shooting two, the first one is good. 18-7 on our scoreboard early in the second quarter. Second one is good. Oh, it was an air ball. I looked up and saw it out of bounds and thought it was a... So he made one of two there. That's Chappell giving it over to Van Orden. They're whipping it around. Three-point attempt from downtown. Drops for Bridger Bryan. 3 points. And we have a timeout on the floor. Calling a full timeout. T-Birds call the full timeout. You're watching Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Customer satisfaction. We are also proud to be Badger fans. Go Badgers! Bryce Canyon Half Marathon, 13.1 miles of fun. The race starts at Bryce Canyon City, runs through Bryce Canyon National Park, and finishes in Cannonville. Early registration is open now. Race runs the second Saturday in July. The Butch Cassidy Hideout is located minutes from the newly restored Butch Cassidy Boyhood Home. We are your ideal stop on the Piute ATV Trail. Relax in our clean, comfortable rooms and enjoy a savory breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Escape to Butch Cassidy's Hideout.
Our presentation today brought to you in part by the Broken Spur Inn and Steakhouse at the entrance to Capitol Reef in Torrey. The Broken Spur Inn and Steakhouse. T-Birds on the offense. Pushing it along, losing it out of bounds is Wesley Jensen. Couldn't quite get his, well, they kind of handed it to him, and he couldn't quite get it under control. It goes out of bounds and over to the Badgers. One 3-1 zone, and it's a takeaway by Jacobson. Goes coast to coast. The ball doesn't fall, but the whistle blows. We'll see which one of the Badgers. Number 45 is Garrett Chappell. That is his second foul, and will send Jacobson to the line. He'll be shooting two. First one is no good. These free throws being brought to you by the Garcane Energy. Garcane Energy wishing all of the team success. They keep the power on when you need it the most at Garcane Energy. And by Garfield Memorial Hospital, the recipient of the Women's Choice Awards for 2018, serving the Piute area. Made the second. And who dropped that one in? Number 2, Jacobson with another point, another basket. 2 more points, that's 4 for him in the quarter. And Quade Gleave drives in and drops it in. Ball almost taken away, but he was able to maintain possession and put it in the hoop. This is Bryan driving in. Whistle blows. They're going to call Gleave. Quade Gleave, his second. Badgers take it out under their own basket. They get it in to Van Orden. Almost knocked away, but Van Orden picks it back up. Drives into the paint, going in hard. And a foul going to be called on number 21. It looks like Tanner Dalton. Blocking foul. And Van Orden goes to the line for two. Missing the first. These foul shots being brought to you by the Quality Inn of Richfield, a proud sponsor of this basketball tournament. If you're coming to the state tournament or any other time you visit Richfield, visit them. Quality Inn of Richfield. Second one was good on the foul shot, and Piute's attacking the basket. Number 35 is Weston Sylvester, and he was fouled by Jacobson. Nope. Yes, fouled by Jacobson, and send him to the line for two. Weston Sylvester misses the first one. These foul shots brought to you by Garcane Energy. Garcane Energy, a Touchtone Energy cooperative. And the second one is good for Sylvester. .436 left in the half. Score is 24-9 in favor of the Badgers. They're on the offense. Bryan to Reese, driving the lane, waiting for his defender to fly past him. Misses the layup, and the rebound comes down to Jessen. Jessen brings it down, trying to get it into the paint. Now the pass goes down low to Sylvester, and he puts it up and in for 2 points for Weston Sylvester for the T-Birds, 24-11. 13-point lead with 4 minutes left in the half. And Wayne is on the attack. Losing control of the ball, he runs to the corner and picks it up. And White, the Badgers, they're going to call for a timeout. Calling a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cache Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Our presentation today being sponsored in part by Brown Brothers Construction. They are a national finalist contractor for Contractor of the Year. They're wishing the Badgers success. Brown Brothers Construction. Chappell steps out to inbound for the Badgers as we have 3:51 left in the half. Badgers up 24-11 over the T-Birds. Chappell throws it in to Reese. Reese at the top of the key. Needing some help. Chappell runs out, as does Bryan. Bryan hands it off to Chappell. Gets back down to Reese, or excuse me, this is Van Orden. And gonna call an offensive foul against number 45. That is Garrett Chappell. That will be his third, and will turn the ball over. T-Birds across the timeline. Off the baseline, trying to put the ball up. Partially blocked, but called for a hack on the wrist is Bridger Bryan. Bridger Bryan's third foul will put Chandon Bagley at the line, shooting two. These free throws being brought to you by Joe Dalton Auto Body. If your vehicle needs body work or fresh paint, first one is good for Bagley. Joe Dalton can get the job done. Schedule an appointment for an estimate. Joe Dalton Auto Body. Bagley second, no good. Rebound is out of bounds. Ball will go over to the Badgers with 3:21 left in the half. Badgers are up by 12, 24-12. They inbound it, full court press, almost lost. It's Reese that almost lost the handle. He picks it up, gets it to Van Orden, back to Reese, driving into the paint, into the lane. The layup is good. 2 points for Tom Reese. And a 14-point lead for the Badgers. Going to call a blocking foul on Reese. In a double bonus situation, so it'll be two-shot foul for Chandon Bagley. Free throws. First one, no good. Junctiontown wants to wish the T-Birds success in their postseason. Junctiontown, a little slice of heaven. Rebound down to Fillmore into the game for the Badgers. Gets it to Reese, who brings it across the timeline for the Badgers. 2:49 left in the half. Reese driving from the baseline, takes it out to Peterson. Peterson's attempt is no good. Rebound comes down to the T-Birds, and trying to get the fast brace going, Jessen throws it away, out of bounds, and a turnover for the T-Birds. Will give the Badgers back the ball. Wayne gets the ball out of bounds. Inbounds pass comes into Jacobson. No, excuse me, that's number 12. That's Bryan, Tyrell Bryan. Excuse me. Tyrell on the wing. And a blocking foul as number 21, Tanner Dalton, just jumps in front of him, slams him with the body. That's going to put Tyrell to the line for a 1-and-1. Tanner Dalton, obvious foul there. 2:18 remaining in the half, and Tyrell misses his first of the front end of the 1-and-1. Knocked out of bounds by Bagley. T-Birds will retain possession on their side of the floor. 2:11 left. They're down by 13. Inbounds to the corner. Out to the top of the key, driving the lane. Missed. The rebound goes up to Dalton with the rebound, and as he's trying to put it back in, he gets hit on the arm. And the foul is going to go against number 13. That will be Van Orden. Van Orden's first foul. Dalton hits the front end of the 1-and-1. These free throws are brought to you by Marysville Town, always the right place for summer fun. For ATV access to the Piute ATV trail system, or your stop off on a trip, it's Marysville Town saying good luck, T-Birds. Second one, no good. Shot attempt by the Badgers, no good. Rebound comes down to the T-Birds, rushing it ahead. Layup, no good. And the Badgers come down with the ball. Trying to push it ahead quickly. Van Orden into the paint. Off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Bagley. And it's the T-Birds on the offense. Minute 23 left. 26-15 in favor of the Badgers. Sylvester drives in, has to kick it out. Turn around, Jessen, no good, and rebound comes down to the Badgers. Driving in, he gets hit to the floor. Ball taken away, no foul called. And a 12-foot jumper off the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Peterson. And a timeout is called by the Badgers. South Central Communications, for the area's fastest broadband internet, gives South Central Communications a call. Experience the tournaments without buffering. Sign up today at SOCEN.com. That's SOCEN, SOCEN.com. You're watching 1A basketball on KSL and my local radio.
Bank. Get all the options and services without all the hassle. Personal and business banking services. From the professional staff of Cache Valley Bank, go Badgers. Circleville Town would like to welcome you to Butch Cassidy's hometown and to the heart of Piute TV country. With hundreds of miles of amazing scenery, come stay a while. Circleville Town wants to wish the T-Birds success in the postseason tournaments. Call Double T Construction for all your building needs, residential, commercial, remodels, and concrete. Give Tyler a call, 435-691-2047. Good luck, Badger basketball.
This presentation being brought to you in part by Southern Utah University. We'll have the Southern Utah University halftime report coming up. There's 45.5 ticks left on the clock in this half. And 26-15 in favor of the Badgers, who have the ball, bringing it the length of the court and in no hurry, getting it across the timeline, letting that clock run. Now they start their offensive weave. And a little 10-foot shot, no good for Peterson. Rebound comes down to Jessen, and Jessen is tripped up. Goes down hard. They're going to call that against number 34, White. That's Fillmore, Ian Fillmore, his first. Will put Jessen at the line, and because of the Because of the 10 fouls, it'll be a 2-shot foul. His first one is good. This free throws will be being brought to you by Noah's Construction. Give Kyle a call for any of your construction needs, from cement to remodels to framing. Kyle's ready to attack your project. Go T-Birds from Noah's Construction. And the second one is good. Kelby Jessen makes both of his free throws. And the lead is 9 for the Badgers. 26-17. 13, 12, 11 seconds left in the half. Get it to Reese. He drives down the line and drops in 2. 4 seconds left. T-Birds on the fast break. A long jumper by Jessen is no good, and that wraps up the second quarter of action with the Badgers 28 and the T-Birds 17. We will be back with your Southern Utah University halftime report in just a couple of moments. Bryce Canyon Half Marathon is a 13.1 miles of fun. You run through Bryce Canyon at a beautiful time of the year, the second Saturday in July. You can register today and you'll save money. That's why we're telling you about it. So log on to BryceCanyonHalfMarathon.com and register for some fun this summer at beautiful Bryce Canyon. Back in a moment. You're listening to High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com and on mylocalradio.com.
Piute Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Visitors each year, and Garfield Memorial Hospital is ready to serve our residents and visitors. The 2018 Best Rural Utah Medical Center and Women's Choice Award, Garfield Memorial, your hospital.
And we're back at halftime for the Southern Utah University halftime report here on this broadcast, where the Wayne Badgers are leading the Piute T-Birds by a score of 28-17 at the half. We'll check the way the scoring ended up for the first half of action. But first, I would like to congratulate one of the Wayne Badgers for making the Deseret News Academic All-State team for boys basketball. Traven Peterson from Wayne is on that list, so congratulations to him, and quite an accomplishment. Well, let's look at the action. It was a lot of Wayne Badgers, as they pretty much dominated the whole first half. 28 points, and this is the way they scored out. Brage Jacobson had 4 of those 28. Bridger Bryan, although he had 3 fouls, he had 6 points, 2 3-pointers, 1 in each quarter. It was Tom Reese with 4 points, both of those baskets coming in the second quarter. 5 points on the board for Van Orden. He also has 1 foul. Traven Peterson, we just mentioned him as the academic all-state team. He has 2 fouls and no points. Ian Fillmore with 1 foul. And it's Garrett Chappell with 3 fouls, but he has 8 points to lead the Wayne Badgers in scoring in that first half. That adds up to 28 points. 28 points for the Badgers to 17 points for the Piute T-Birds. Piute T-Birds, it was Wesley Jensen scoring 2 points. He also had 2 fouls. Leading scorer for the T-Birds was Quade Gleave. He had 2 fouls and 8 points. Tanner Dalton with 2 fouls and 2 points, both from the stripe. It was Chandon Bagley with 1 point. Kelby Jessen has 2 points, and I have Weston Sylvester with 3 points, adding up to 17 points. So that's the way the scoring went in the first half of play. This has been the Southern Utah University Halftime Report, brought to you by SUU. You can check them out at suu.edu. That's Southern Utah University, SUU at EDU, SUU to everywhere.
Everybody's got a love story. It won't take long. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power outage on a Saturday night. Get lost in the night, baby, losing our minds. Some kind of love, some kind of feeling.
Restoring power when you need it the most. One more reason to love Garcane.
Buffering sucks. Stop watching your favorite internet shows 30 seconds at a time. Get super fast 1 gigabyte speed now. South Central Communications is invested in you and building for the future. Get there faster with the best internet experience at a price no one could beat. Upgrade to 1 gig internet and enjoy smooth streaming on every device in your home. Enhance your internet experience today. South Central Communications is delivering the most advanced fiber internet to every home and business.
Harward & Reese specializes in general building and engineering projects throughout Utah. Harward & Reese is a proud supporter of Wayne Badger Athletics and want to wish the Badgers success in the postseason. Go Badgers!
Serving Wayne County and the surrounding area for over 20 years, Jackson Excavation specializes in septic systems, driveways, parking lots, and trenching. Give Kirk a call for any of your dirt work needs. 435-691-8927.
Many of our customers have trusted Jensen Wood Motors for generations. It's important to all of us here at the dealership we always work for the people. My grandpa was a man of his word, and he passed that tradition on to us. We understand that we're here to serve our customers, and every day we try and do that to the best of our ability. We really appreciate each customer, and we want to make sure that they feel that when they're doing business with us.
Jensen Wood Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Montpelier, Idaho.
JG Electric in Loa, Utah is a licensed master electrician and electrical contractor covering residential, commercial, industrial, and remodel projects. Call Jason Grundy for an estimate, 435-691-3836. Good luck, Badgers.
From dents to scratches, auto service, paint, and detailing, give Joe a call today for any of your auto body needs. Joe Dalton Auto Body in Circleville, 435-577-2442. Wishing Region 20 team success.
And we're back as we're getting ready to get the second half underway here at the Richfield High School Gymnasium. It is the Utah 1A State Championship Tournament. We're in the consolation bracket at halftime as the Wayne Badgers are leading the Piute T-Birds by a score of 28-7. That is halftime score. Loser out of the tournament. The winner of this game will play again tomorrow at 11:30 right here on this same court. They'll play the winner of the game that will follow this one. We'll have it for you right here on mylocalradio.com and at live.ksl.com. Badgers on the offense. Kicking it out to Chappell. He misses off the glass. Rebound comes down to Jensen. And the Piutes on the attack, or excuse me, the T-Birds, the Piute T-Birds on the attack. Off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Dalton. His putback draws the foul. Number 10, it's going to be called against Tom Reese. That's his second foul in the game, and it will put Tanner Dalton at the line, shooting 2. First one drops in. These free throws being brought to you by Penguich Drug. Sam Marshall at Penguich Drug wishes all of the team success during the tournament. Penguich Drug. Dalton's second shot is up, and it's good. 2 points quickly on the board for the T-Birds as we get the second half underway. Trying to get it down in low. They whip it around. Can't control it, so they kick it back out. Top of the key, Chappell driving. And it's taken away by Jessen. He's taken it coast to coast, goes in for the layup, and it's going to be fouled. I think they're going to call Reese for another foul. That'll be his third if that's the case. He was down there. Number 10, yes, it is Tom Reese. His third. Jessen goes to the line to shoot 2. Got the rebound and took it coast to coast. First one drops in. These foul shots being brought to you by Piute County. Piute County and their elected officials want to wish the T-Birds success in the postseason. Piute County, your home for outdoor adventure. Second one was good for Jessen. So 4 uninjured points to start this second half for the T-Birds. Penguich back on the attack. 16-footer drops in for Traven Peterson. That's his first points of the game. 30-21, 9-point lead belongs to the Badgers. Just stolen away, and then he stumbles, loses control, and the T-Birds pick it right back up. Get it over to Bagley. He takes it across the timeline. They drive it in, then they kick it out. And Gleave is hammered on the arm by Chappell. No, they're going to call Traven Peterson. But either way, it's going to put Quade Gleave to the line. First one is good. These free throws are being brought to you by the Platte County Farm. Platte County wishing the T-Bird success. Proud to have been supporting the farmers throughout the area and putting food on the table for generations. The Piute County Farm Bureau. Second one is good. He was fouled on a 3-point attempt, so he will have a third shot. He was beyond the arc when he attempted the shot. He was hit on the arm. Ball did not go in. But a foul in 3-point range calls for 3 foul shots. Third one no good. Rebound comes down to Dalton. He's trying to kick it out, and he can't find any of his peoples, and so he just throws it in the air. It runs out of bounds. It'll turn over to the Badgers. So those 2 free throws by Dalton bring the score to within 7. It's 30-23 in favor of the Badgers. This is Chappell. Chappell getting a double team. One of them is going to charge with a foul here. See what it's on, number 3 or number 23. Is it on Cleve or is it on Bagley? I'm going to call it on Bagley. That'll be his first team foul, so Badgers take it out of bounds. Stolen away on the out of bounds play. That was Tanner Dalton stepping into the lane and taking it away, but he loses it out of bounds. That is going to go. No, he's stripped away. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the T-Birds. We're in the third quarter of action here. Richfield High School Gymnasium. T-Birds working their offense. Out at the top, a long three-pointer by Bagley as an air ball goes out of bounds, and that will send it over to the Badgers. 5:22 left in third quarter action. That's going to be an offensive foul. They're calling that against Bridger Bryan. That'll be his fourth foul. Offensive foul. The ball dropped, but it won't count. T-Birds attacking. Down low, Dalton. Little four-footer, no good. The rebound goes out long, picked up by Jensen. Jensen goes into the paint, and then he passes it back out. They're whipping it around. Bagley has it, kicks it out to Jensen. Jensen with a three-pointer, no good. Dalton's rebound, no good, and a foul is going to send Tanner Dalton to the charity stripe. Going to call Jacobson for the foul. That will be the fourth foul on Jacobson. Dalton's first is good. These free throws being brought to you by Security Title. When you're closing a loan or refinancing your mortgage, remember to request Security Title to be your title company. Security Title. The second one is good for Dalton. The lead is 5. Badgers once again attacking. JG Electric, master electrician, commercial and residential owner Jason Grundy. JG Electric supporting the Wayne Badgers as Chappell drives in for a layup and is hammered on the arm, called. He'll be going to the line as they're going to call number 23, Chandon Bagley, with the foul for the T-Birds. Garrett Chappell going to the line for the Badgers. The first one is good. These free throw attempts are being brought to you by South Central Communication. For the area's fastest broadband internet, give South Central Communications a call. You can experience the games without any buffering. Second one is good for Chappell. Look up South Central Communications at SOCEN.com. SOCEN.com, South Central Communications. Now 32-25. The lead is 7 after those two free throws by Chappell. 4:12 left in third quarter action. Ball goes inside underneath. The layup no good by Jessen, but the ball is recovered by the Piutes, only to do a double dribble and turn it over. Another Piute turnover. Inbounds goes to Van Orden. He walks it across the timeline. Badgers have a 7-point lead. I was going to call it a comfortable 7-point lead, but I don't know that it is. Okay, there was a takeaway by the T-Birds on a drive by, it looks like Tyrell Bryan, but they are going to call a foul on 34. Yeah, Ian Fillmore for the Badgers, and that gave the T-Birds the ball back. Okay. And another foul being called. Nope. Calling for a timeout. The T-Birds are. So we'll take one too. A full timeout. You're watching Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Harward and Reese specializes in general building and engineering projects throughout Utah. Harward and Reese is a proud supporter of Wayne Badger Athletics and want to wish the Badgers success in the postseason. Go Badgers!
Serving Wayne County and the surrounding area for over 20 years, Jackson Excavation specializes in septic systems, driveways, parking lots, and trenching. Give Kirk a call for any of your dirt work needs. 435-691-8927.
Many of our customers have trusted Jensen Wood Motors for generations. It's important to all of us here at the dealership we always work for the people. My grandpa was a man of his word, and he passed that tradition on to us. We understand that we're here to serve our customers, and every day we try and do that to the best of our ability. We really appreciate each customer, and we want to make sure that they feel that when they're doing business with us.
Jensen Wood Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Montpelier, Idaho.
The town of Circleville, a sponsor of our broadcast, to stop by and see the newly restored boyhood home of Butch Cassidy. Go T-Birds from the town of Circleville. T-Birds on the attack. Tight defense being shown by the Badgers. Jensen on the wing, gets it down low. Now they're just whipping it around the horn. Trying to get it down low. The ball knocked away, but they got it back. They got it to Dalton down in low, and Dalton puts it in for two from the baseline. Badgers collapsing the defense, and a pass results in a foul. It's going to be going against the T-Birds, but it is not in the act of shooting. So number 21, Tanner Dalton, picks up his third foul, and the Badgers take it out underneath their own basket. There's 6 fouls on the Badgers. There's 3 team fouls on the T-Birds so far here in this second half. 2:34 left in the third quarter. Driving down in is Chappell, up high, and a little blooper just arches in and falls right in. Garrett Chappell picks up 2 more. And on the return, they're going to call a offensive foul. No, excuse me, defensive. Number 4, that'll go against Logan Chappell. Yeah, Logan Chappell picks up his first foul. Going to send Wesley Jensen to the line for 2. First one is no good. These foul shots being brought to you by Zions Bank. Panguitch Zions Bank. Mark Henry, the branch manager for all of your banking needs. It's Zions Bank in Panguitch. Rebound comes down to the T-Birds after the missed shot. Putback goes down for Jessen. Kelby Jessen with 2. After the second miss by Wesley Jensen. And it's a 5-point game, 34-29 in favor of the Badgers. Chappell handling the ball, tries a little 6-foot jumper, no good. Jessen comes down with a rebound for the Pirates. Takes it into the forecourt. Thought about a 3-pointer. Pulled up. Now it's down low. Goes into Dalton. Tanner Dalton. Layup no good. And the fight for the rebound goes out of bounds. They're going to give it to the Badgers. No, they're calling number 2 blue, Wesley Jensen, with the foul. And that's what's going to give it to the Badgers. 4 team fouls on the T-Birds, 7 team fouls on the Badgers. Chappell holding the ball. Gets it to Fillmore. And they're calling a foul away from the ball. Number 21 for the T-Birds is going to be Tanner Dalton. That's his 4th foul and the 15th foul for the T-Birds. Long shot for Garrett to Chappell, no good. Saved, nope. He stepped on the end line, and it will turn the ball over. Wayne Badgers give the ball back to the T-Birds. Broadcast today brought to you by Cache Valley Bank. Whatever challenges and opportunities you face, they're here to support and help you. Be your partner along the way. It's Cache Valley Bank. T-Birds working the offense. Jessen driving in, and an offensive foul. He leaned in with his elbow trying to create some room on that drive, knocked the defender down. Oh, they call it blocking. Well, I saw it different. I should wait for the referee to indicate what I'm talking about, I guess. You know, if you watch the referees, they'll tell you everything you need to know. Van Orden called for that foul. And Jessen's first one is good. Free throws being brought to you by Quality Inn in Richfield. Your home away from home when you're in Richfield. It's the Quality Inn. And the second one dribbles in for Jessen. Bounces around on the rim and drops down through the hoop. Way out high, top of the key, holding on to the ball. Trying to set up something. Maybe they're just taking time off the clock. They have a 3-point lead, 34-31, with about a half minute left here in the third quarter. Wayne Badgers. Handoff to Garrett Chappell. He drives into the paint, tries to go between two defenders. They're going to call a blocking before the ball goes up. It will be on Shannon Bagley for the T-Birds. The foul will be called. And the 16th foul, so it's still not a shooting situation. Badgers will take it underneath their own basket. Trying for the inbounds, it's going to be blocked and knocked out of bounds by the T-Birds. It'll go back to the Badgers. 26 seconds left in the third quarter. The lead is 34-31, Wayne Badgers. Bounce pass in, get it into Fillmore. Fillmore gets it out on the wing to Logan Chappell. Logan Chappell reins it in for three, and instantly it's a 6-point lead. Down the paint, the drive goes, and the layup counts for Weston Sylvester. And that is the end of the third quarter, 37-33 in favor of the Wayne Badgers. You're watching Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com and on mylocalradio.com.
JG Electric in Loa, Utah is a licensed master electrician and electrical contractor covering residential, commercial, industrial, and remodel projects. Call Jason Grundy for an estimate, 435-691-3836. Good luck, Badgers.
From dents to scratches, auto service, paint, and detailing, give Joe a call today for any of your auto body needs. Joe Dalton Auto Body in Circleville, 435-577-2442. Wishing Region 20 team success. Junctiontown is your ATV destination, located in the middle of the Piute ATV trail system with the beautiful Beaver Mountains to the west and the Monroe Mountains to the east, and world-class trout fishing just minutes away. Wishing the T-Birds success.
Rafter Lazy J Fence Company started building fence in 2000. We cover the southern half of Utah, building all types of fence, agricultural, residential, and commercial. Call the Jones Boys.
Some of the sponsors of our broadcast rooting for Wayne Badgers: Double T Construction, local Wayne County contractor, Tyler Torgerson. Double T Construction, Howard Reese, specializing in commercial and industrial construction. Also Jackson Excavation, specializing in all types of dirt work. And Lazy J Fence, all proud sponsors of the Wayne Badgers. And these broadcasts at the state tournament, we appreciate the sponsorship. The kids appreciate the support. And they're calling that out of bounds just off the T-Bird. Kelby Jessen arguing the call, but The referee ignoring him. Full court pressure, backs off by the T-Birds, and Garrett Chapel brings it across the timeline. Drive in from Van Orden. It goes long, and he gets his own rebound. Hands it off to Chapel, driving into the paint. And the layup no good on the rebound. They're going to call a foul. Going to call the foul on Bridger Bryan. That is number 5. He is out. Bridger Bryan steps out of the game with 6 points of the 37 for the Wayne Badgers. This is going to send Kelby Jessen to the line. He'll be shooting one and. They have 9 fouls for the Badgers. So it's a 1-on-1 situation. And the first one no good. Won't get a second one. Badgers with the rebound. Reese with the ball. Hands it off to Chapel. Chapel to Fillmore. To Logan Chapel. To Reese. Tries the drive. He's blocked. Kicks it out to Garrett Chapel. Reese and Chapel playing catch. This is Fillmore. He and Fillmore with the ball. Picks it up and gets it to Van Orden. Down low, it's Reese. And they're going to call a punching foul. Who is that against? Number 4 for the bat. No, it would be Logan Chapel. Okay, Logan Chapel picks up his second. That was away from the ball. I didn't see it, but it turns the ball over to the T-Birds. T-Birds down by 4 with 6.5 minutes left in this game. Whipping it around the horn. And it is blocked. They're going to call a jump ball. On the way to the layup, he was met by a couple of hands of the Badgers. And the jump ball, possession arrow, gives the ball to the Badgers. They get it into Tom Reese, who jogs it across the timeline. With a 4-point lead, the Badgers go on the offense. Inside to Fillmore. He was looking to get it outside. No place to go. He went to the basket, missed it. Rebound comes down to Gleave, and he takes it coast to coast, misses his layup, gets his rebound and turns around and puts it in. Quade Gleave, 2 points, 37-35. Another timeout coming our way. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Utah High School Sportcast production of Utah 1A basketball on KSL on My Local Radio.
Marysville Town, your ATV headquarters to the Piute ATV trail system. Marysville Town and their elected officials would like to wish the T-Birds success in the postseason.
Nowers Construction, a fully licensed general contractor. Call Kyle Nowers today for all of your construction needs. 435-619-3426.
Royals Food Town with their deli counter, their bakery, their fresh meats, their vegetables. Why would you go anywhere else? Your hometown grocer, Joe Hiskey, the proprietor at Royals Food Town. And we're back to fourth quarter action. 5:54 left in the game. It is going to be Wayne basketball underneath the T-Bird basket. Full court pressure being shown by the T-Birds. They get it in. It goes into Van Orden. Get it back to Chapel as they bring it across the line. That full court press was only for the inbounds pass. Once they got it in, T-Birds just dropped back into defense. Tom Reese gets it to Van Orden. I thought it went off Van Orden's hands, but they're going to call it off of Jessen. and give it, or let Wayne Badgers keep possession. Here's Chappell. Garrett Chappell down to Van Orden. Van Orden tried to turn the corner and drive the baseline and loses the ball out of bounds. They're going to turn it over to the Badgers. So, I said over to the Badgers. No, it's over to the T-Birds. I'm sorry. Gleave and Jensen bring it across the timeline. This is Gleave at the top of the key, hands it to Jensen, and it's stripped away by Van Orden, and the Badgers coming back the other way after the turnover. Shot is up and no good. The rebound comes down to Bryan, or to Gleave. And a foul. Number 23. It's going to be Shannon Bagley, called for his fourth. Will turn the ball right back over to the Badgers. Whipping it around the horn, Tom Reese dropping it into Fillmore, kicks it back out to Chappell. Chappell, it's hit by number 23, Bagley, for the T-Birds and falls out of bounds. So it will be Badger ball underneath their own basket with 4:41 left in the game. Badgers have a 2-point lead. Chappell for three from the corner. No, away from the ball. Another foul is called. That was before the shot. Away from the ball. Number 23, Chandon Bagley, fouls out of the game for the T-Birds. As soon as the foul was called, he knew it. He just stood up and started walking to the bench. The foul is going to send Van Orden to the foul line for the Badgers as soon as they sort out who's coming in. Stan's Burgers in Hanksville, your traditional Lake Powell stop. Old school awesome hamburgers, fries, and shakes at Stan's Burgers in Hanksville. Check it out next time you're in southern Utah. And the first one misses for Van Orden. Rebound comes down to Jessen. Across the timeline to Dalton, over to Jensen. And stolen away as they try and get it into the paint. Long pass all the way down to Jacobson. He's going to slow it down and kick it back out. This is Reese driving into the paint via the baseline, finds his way to the basket, and it rolls off his fingertips for 2 points for Tom Reese. And the Badgers, on the other hand, answer. I didn't see who made that shot. Jessen. 2 points for Jessen on the other end. Badgers attacking again. Tom Reese misses, but the putback goes in by Ian Fillmore. Ian Fillmore with 2 points. The lead is now 4 for the Badgers with 3.5 minutes left. T-Birds kicking it around the horn. They hand it to Gleave. Gleave to the top of the key, hands it off to Sylvester. Sylvester to Dalton, who goes down the paint and draws a blocking foul from Reese. Number 10, Reese, Tom Reese, called for his fourth foul, and that will send Tanner Dalton to the line to shoot 2. First one is good for Dalton. Wayne County, your gateway to Capitol Reef and Lake Powell Adventure. Find out all of the wonderful things there are to do in Wayne County, Utah, a sponsor of our broadcast. Thank you, Wayne County. Second one is no good. Rebound comes down to the Badgers. And they're going to call a timeout. Timeout Badgers will take one too. This is Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Back to action with 3:09 left in this game. It is a 4-point lead for the Wayne Badgers over the Piute T-Birds. It is going to be a Badger ball. 4-point lead. The Badgers have 10 team fouls, so a two-shot shooting for every time the T-Birds go to the line. The T-Birds have 18 fouls, so still 1-1 when the Badgers go to the line, unless, of course, it's a shooting foul or etc. Badgers attacking, weaving it around the horn, trying to find a way in. Tom Reese almost loses the handle, but picks it back up, gets it to Garrett Chappell, back to Reese. Spin move, tries to find a way into the paint, can't do it. Ball stolen away. Stolen away by Jensen, but he stepped on the end line, and the ball will stay with the Badgers. Ball inbounds, tipped away by Gleave. He catches his own tip, takes it the length of the court, and drops in the 2 points for the T-Birds. A 1-point game, 41-40. Badgers on top and with the ball. 2:14 left in the game. Winner goes home, or the loser goes home. This is a do or die game. Going to call blue, number 35, Weston Sylvester. His first foul, blocking foul. Going to send Garrett Chappell to the line. First one is good for Chappell. Utah State Championship basketball brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. For all of your real estate needs at beautiful Bear Lake, why don't you work with the best? Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Second one drops for Chappell. And the lead is 3 for the Badgers. T-Birds on the attack. 2 minutes left in the game. Down inside to Dalton, kicks it back out to Gleave. He drives in, and the layup is good. Quade Gleave with 2 points, back to a 1-point game. Tom Reese at the top. Back over to Garrett Chappell. Trying to find a way into the paint. He does. Little spin move, puts it in, he misses. Rebound comes down to Gleave. Gleave again, taking it coast to coast. And is that a timeout? Called by Coach Jessen for the T-Birds. Will take it too with 1:28 left in the game. The lead is 1 for the Badgers. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
There's nothing quite like getting your prescription filled where the employees know you and you know them. We have the time to help you make informed decisions. Personalization that a mail-order pharmacy can't provide. At Panguitch Drug, we believe that friendly, fast service is most important.
Hello, Miss Susan Siamese Cat.
Dr. Dog, I'm here because my perfectly shiny fur has lost its shimmer, and I don't have the energy I did as a kitten.
Miss Susan Siamese Cat, I recommend that you start taking the Feline Daily Multi-Chews from PetMinerals.com immediately. Your good health isn't a yarn ball to play with.
Dr. Dog, you always make me feel better.
Log on to PetMinerals.com today and get your feline supplements ordered today.
Piute Farm Bureau would like to wish the T-Birds success in the postseason. They work for those who work to feed the world. To get involved, contact your local Farm Bureau representative.
Are you looking for a getaway? Think about beautiful Cache Valley in northern Utah. You'll find a lot of fun up in the Logan area. Visit explorelogan.com, the Cache Valley Visitors Bureau, one of our proud sponsors of state championship basketball. That's explorelogan.com as the T-Birds inbound. 1:26 left in the game. They're down by one, 43-42. Coach Jessen calling for a play in that timeout. And the layup was missed. Rebound goes down to the Badgers. Reese over to Chappell. Into Van Orden. Man defense being shown by the T-Birds. Chappell turns, hands it off to Reese. And trying to steal the ball, number 2, Jensen dives for the ball as he knocks it away from Reese. Lands on the floor and a jump ball is called. Jump ball gives the T-Birds the ball with 54 seconds left. They're down by 1. Badgers have led almost this entire game. If they were behind it all, it was early in the game. And the lead goes to Wesley Jensen. Drops down 2, and it's a 1-point lead for the T-Birds. Answered by a 3 with Garrett Chappell. Garrett Chappell sinks a 3 and takes back a 2-point lead for the Badgers. It is a full timeout being called. We're going to take one too. 30 seconds left on the clock. You're listening to Utah High School Sports production of Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
The Piute County Chamber of Commerce welcomes you to the greatest playground in central Utah. Many recreation opportunities are found with horseback riding, hiking, rock hounding, river rafting, and of course ATVing. Come and enjoy Piute County. Go T-Birds.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Back to action, 31.2 seconds left in the game. A 2-point lead for the Wayne Badgers. The lead has gone back-to-back in 2 possessions. This ball game is coming down to the wire. Stay tuned for the Rubies In postgame show. After the game, we'll wrap up the stats and tell you a little bit about what's ahead. Another game coming your way right here in the consolation bracket. In the meantime, T-Birds have the ball, trying to get in. 18 seconds. Driving is Sylvester. And he makes it, and the foul is called. Calling the foul on Brage Jacobson. Jacobson's 5th. He fouls out with 14.8 seconds left. The game is tied 46-46. And a chance to put the T-Birds up by 1. Weston Sylvester at the foul line. In and out, no good. Rebound comes down. Rebound comes down to Quade Glebe for the T-Birds. And he is instantly fouled. Not even a second off the clock. 13.2 left in the game. Foul called against Chappell, his 4th. And now they're taking a timeout before he takes his foul shot. We'll take one too. It's Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Royals Market, located in the heart of beautiful Wayne County, gateway to Capitol Reef National Park, offers fresh meat, produce, full-service deli, scratch bakery, fabric room, groceries, general merchandise, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. Come check us out. Ruby's Inn General Store has the area's widest selection of Indian arts and crafts, curios and groceries,
Located 1 mile from the entrance to Bryce Canyon National Park, Ruby's General Store has what you need.
We encounter real life every day. Your daughter got into the school of her choice, but there's no scholarship. A home equity line of credit from State Bank of Southern Utah might be just for you. Don't let her miss out on her dream school. Contact a loan officer today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you are buying or refinancing a home, did you know you can request your own title company? Keep business local and request security title for all your title, closing, and escrow needs. Travis and Hillary wish all team success in the postseason tournaments.
Shed Inc., located at 44 North Main in Panguitch, Randy and Matt will take care of all of your screen printing needs. Need some extra cash? They'll buy those shed antlers you've been looking to sell. Call Shed Inc. today. Go Cats!
Quade Gleave for the T-Birds is stepping up to the line. He was fouled on a rebound play. It is a two-shot foul, and he hits the first one to put the T-Birds up by 1 with 13.2 seconds left in this game. T-Birds trailed almost the entire game, and just here in the last 3 or 4 minutes, they've been going back and forth with the lead, changing hands. Here comes the second one for Gleave. And it's 48-46 in favor of the T-Birds. Here comes Chappell, Garrett Chappell, trying to find his way to the hoop. Long hooper, and the rebound comes down to Jessen. And it's all over but the shouting. Final score, Piute T-Birds come back from a big deficit to beat the Wayne Badgers by a score of 48-46. We'll have the Rubies M post-game show coming up in just a moment. This is Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Come and enjoy an over-the-rim shake at Stan's Burger Shack in Haynesville. The traditional Lake Powell style. They're old school awesome. Go Wayne Badgers.
Some Butterfinger didn't bother to look, and your car goes crunch. Now it looks like the outside of a salted nut roll. People snicker as you drive down the road. Stop the laughter. Let the Three Musketeers at T-Bar S Body Shop come to your rescue and fix your car. When you drive off, you'll feel like you're skipping across the Milky Way again. You'll think of Matt Rex as the big hunk who came to your rescue. Dents removed, glass chips repaired, and windshields replaced. T-Bar S Body Shop and Glass Repair on County Road, across from the cemetery in Evanston. Sweet.
Wayne County is located in the heart of Capitol Reef Country. Your outdoor recreation paradise invites you to come and take the road less traveled. Wishing all teams success in the postseason tournaments.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
If you show any weakness at all, they're going to find a way to exploit it. You have to keep your game face on all the time. That's the best advice I can give about being a parent.
Hang on, guys. Dad's still shooting a commercial. Hey.
Welcome to the Rubies Inn post-game report. This one ends the way state championship basketball should end. It was an exciting game, an exciting win for the Piute T-Birds as they were down most of the game. At some points, they were down double digits and not being able to cut the lead until in the fourth quarter when they made a comeback. And in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game, the lead was exchanging hands between the Badgers and the T-Birds. And when it came right down to the wire, and that's what it did, came right down to the wire, they came away with a 2-point win, 48-46. Some of the highlights in scoring for the T-Birds, I have Quade Gleave with a total of 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 for Quade Gleave. He was the high scorer in the game. And I had Kelby Jessen with 10, Tanner Dalton with 9, 7 points for Weston Sylvester, some of the high scorers for the T-Birds. On the other side, I had 17 points for Garrett Chappell, and he was the high scorer for the Badgers. Jacobson had 4, Brian had 6, Logan Chappell had 3, Tom Reese had 6, Van Orden had 5, so on and so on. The final 48-46 in this consolation not championship game, but consolation bracket game. And that means that the Piute T-Birds live to play tomorrow, as they'll be playing the winner of the Milford Water Canyon game, which is the next game up right here that you'll be viewing at KSL and on mylocalradio.com. This has been the Ruby's Inn post-game report. They've been hosting visitors for over 100 years at Ruby's Inn. Check them out at ruby'sinn.com. We'll be back with our fourth and final consolation game of the day in just a few minutes. You're listening to Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com and on mylocalradio.com.